Good morning, Steve Reed with the morning grain comments. Well, markets are a little bit lower overnight. Yesterday, we saw a pretty big sell-off in wheat on talk that Russia may not impose any export quotas February through July. No one was expecting them to have export quotas, considering they have a 100 million ton wheat crop. But the actual announcement weighed on the wheat market, thinking that they'll push out more wheat exports and offset maybe some declines, whether it's Europe or whether it's the Ukraine. And so that offered some resistance to the marketplace. Today is all about the USDA report. At 11 o'clock, we'll be a lot smarter than we are now. USDA is expected to raise the bean carry-in, lower the bean crop, lower exports, and have a higher carryout. In the corn, they will lower the carry-in, maybe the crop, and also raise feed and residual, but lower exports, which will give you a minimum carryout of around 1 billion bushels. In the wheat, they should lower the crop, lower demand, but still lower the carryout a little bit. Globally, not too much change is expected in soybean, corn, or wheat production, although in wheat, they could raise the Russian and Australia crops. We also note that export inspections yesterday, for the most part, was below paces to meet the USDA's export numbers. Bean harvest is ahead of the average trade guess, while corn harvest is behind. The Western Corn Belt forecast weather for the next 2 weeks is warm and dry. Rains will be in Texas, across the Delta, and the eastern U.S. The crop ratings went up 2% in both corn and beans. And the winter wheat plantings are behind average. And emergence in Kansas City is well behind normal, given the dry conditions there. So we'll kind of be watching also money flow, with yesterday the S&P making new lows, the dollar continued to move higher, and crude was also down. Again, we're worried about, on the commodity side of things, demand, and on the equity side of things, just how much the Fed's going to raise rates and how that's going to impact earnings. We have key bank earnings starting on Friday. There's some chip makers that are talking about a big drop in earnings and potential employee layoffs. So the economy globally is still a weak point to both equities and commodities. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day. And remember, always treat people like you yourself would like to be treated.